Good evening and welcome to FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Ariana Goldstein.
And I'm student meteorologist Francesca Lappin.
Wow, can we talk about that weather outside today?
It's certainly typical Florida weather that we're having. Very hot, very humid, and then now we're coming into those kind of evening storms that always seem to confuse us. We don't know if we need an umbrella or rain jacket.
Yeah, I walked outside today and wow, I walked on this brick path and it was hot. Like, we're back.
I can't make it from my car to the parking or to the library like without just breaking a sweat.
Yep, every morning, even at 9 a.m. in the morning.
I'm just beckoning a cold front. It would be so nice to not have to just want to jump in a pool every 10 seconds.
Yes. Well, fall is coming around the corner on Friday, I think.
I love fall.
Fall.
It's my heart.
Great time of year. Hopefully we'll get some cooler temperatures in here soon because fall is coming, so I would hope that means fall temperatures.
And hopefully it starts cooling down so our noon games aren't just going to blister. But now we're going to send it off to the wall with Colby.
Hey, thank you. No cool temperatures yet. 90 degrees was our high today here in Tallahassee. A little above average, 88 there at the average. For the low, we stayed a little bit mild too as well. We didn't get down to that 67. Glad we didn't get down to 45 back in 1981. Brr, that's awful cold. 90s here, Tallahassee, 90, Quincy, 91 up in Bainbridge. They have not seen any of the showers or storms that have filtered through the area. Speaking of those showers and storms, you can see them here right along I-10. They've came from west. They went back to the east. You can see that there, Tallahassee. We've had some that have meandered through the area. For tonight's forecast, 72 degrees. Chance of storms, especially before 9 o'clock, and then it will turn mostly cloudy for the rest of your night. Then we'll take a look at those weather headlines. We've got a lot to talk about today. Very busy. Them summer temperatures staying in the forecast, afternoon storms, and then definitely a lot to talk about with the tropics. I'm actually going to send it back to Francesca and Ariana back at the desk.
Thank you so much, Colby. So, that Hurricane Maria.
She has certainly been something. She, started out kind of along that same track as Irma, so every Floridian was kind of biting their nails.
Freaking out again.
So far, most of the models have her not even considering coming to Florida, kind of skirting around up the Atlantic.
Today it hit Puerto Rico, and it's a Category 2 right now, so.
Luckily, it decreased strength because, Puerto Rico has already lost power across the entire island. And they're certainly going to struggle getting that power back. Their grid system is very old, and it's going to take a lot for them to get back and recover. So.
Yeah, and this is the second time they've been hit with a hurricane in a very short amount of time. So
we're definitely
Puerto Rico struggling.
Yeah, keeping our thoughts for Puerto Rico, and we definitely need to pay attention and give donations to wherever we can. But right now, we're actually going to Ariana's going to take us to the wall. Wow, it is back to me. So yeah, once again, Irma. Irma has definitely been Maria. Maria is the current storm, as well as Jose. The two storms that are stirring up the Atlantic Ocean. You're definitely going to see them in all of our graphics throughout the whole show. Jose not causing as much of a problem, luckily. Maria is still causing damage all over Puerto Rico. And coming up the coast, hopefully it doesn't impact the Bahamas as significantly since it's a Category 2. But that's hurricane season here in the southeast. And I am looking forward to the game on Saturday because, first of all, it's our first home game, and it's going to be a great one. I think we're going to do a great job with our new quarterback. And I am really looking to James Blackman taking storm on our field and Doak being on its feet. I was really upset that Irma kind of disrupted our Miami game. Who would have thunk a hurricane broke up the Hurricanes? But we're going to throw it back to the wall.
Hello. So right now the current temperature in Tallahassee is 82 degrees. Down here in St. Mark's we have 83. And Carabel we have 75 degrees. That's because they probably just got some rain. But it's feeling pretty good right now. We have a dew point at 77 degrees around us. Bainbridge is also at 77 degrees. Quincy's at 73. All around, though, it's in the mid-70s, not too bad. And for what that means is it's pretty humid outside. It's oppressive but not miserable. So that is fine. Right now in the Doppler radar we have some rain, obviously. If you're outside right now, I would recommend having an umbrella because it was raining earlier today. And now we have a cold front, as you can see up here, coming in, and this will bring some cold air down here, and the high pressure system down here will bring up some warm air, which will cause some rain probably in the further future week ahead. And we have the boating forecast. So we have winds at 10 to 15 knots. The waves are at a foot or less, so there's a chance of showers, but the sunrise at 7:25, bright and early in the morning. But I would recommend, it's good boating weather, so if you want to boat, go out and boat. But for tonight, we have 88 degrees and rain coming in later tonight, so bring an umbrella. And now we are going to give it back to Francesca.
Thank you, Ariana. So we're going to be looking all over the, I'm just going to flash forward through this. And we're going to look at the whole southeast because all around it's cloudy, which is kind of a bummer. But Montgomery and Orlando have a nice spot of sunshine. And then all over we have these pretty warm temperatures, especially since it's almost nighttime, it's evening. Except for Jackson, Mississippi, which we are all incredibly jealous of because they're 70 degrees. Shreveport is definitely jealous. And everywhere we're starting to kick up some more humidity all over the southeast, stemming from Mississippi. Central Mississippi is starting to produce some convection from a bit of a lower pressure system that's coming our way. And then we have a lot of humidity, as we can see, over in New Orleans and in Tallahassee at 85%. And then as we can see in our radar, honestly, we don't have a ton going on. Just there's some cloud cover over here. We have a lot of clouds gathering and building over here. As we come into this moist air, we have these little spurious bits of convection brewing up everywhere. But for the most part, not so much rain, just cloud coverage. And we're taking a look at Jose, which is skirting up towards the northeast, and we have just the from this angle we can just see the western bands coming up, but not taking up not really much of a worry at this point anymore. And then we have Maria over here going through Puerto Rico. As we can see at the beginning of this loop, we had radar, and then we lost radar because she blew it away. But this is the satellite, and then all over we have fairly moist conditions in the southeast. The green means water vapor, and we have the most water vapor over here in Mississippi and towards Alabama, when we have just a little bit of drier air coming across, moving out of the way of that water vapor. But in our neck of the woods, it's humid. And for our watches and warnings, we can see here we have in the Bahamas a tropical storm warning, and I'm moving away. Over here we have the hurricane warning, but over in Orlando we actually have some just flood warnings, and that's about it. Not too much on the watches and warnings board. And then for the next couple of days, we're going to look and see some rain coming through, about ½ an inch for the next couple of days. And overall, it's going to stay being warm tonight all across, and then hot tomorrow. Not surprising. High of 91 for us and all around the southeast. And now we're going to throw it off.
Thank you, Francesca. I hope you guys are enjoying your week back at school. I hope you enjoyed that long break, that long unexpected break actually that we had. I know I enjoyed it. I actually went home and surprise visit home to Kentucky. My parents were happy, but Irma threw everything off. It felt like the first week of school again, honestly. But today, actually, the United Arab Emirates donated $10 million to the hurricane fund for people who for people who need like help. They donated a lot of money. So if you want to help out, I highly encourage. I know like Red Cross is always taking donations. Like any relief association will take donations. You could donate like food, water, canned goods, any clothes. But right now we're going to send it back to Francesca.
I'm back on the wall. And this time we are going to look at the almanac. Why not? Look at it again. High of today was 90, a little bit above average, but certainly not record-breaking. And the low was 72. And hello, green. We are moving. Throwing it back to the desk.
Oh, and we're back to the desk. So, like I said earlier, if you want to donate, help out the Irma Fund. I know it is hurricane season, so those associations who are helping out with donations for the people who are in need, because Irma did hit some communities pretty hard. I would recommend donating anything that you don't need, like extra t-shirts. I know if you go to the t-shirt fair, you have extra t-shirts, donate those. People need them. Now we're going to go back to the board.
Well, I'm currently here in the Storm Lab. We're going to take a look at Hurricane Maria. Hurricane Maria is currently a Category 2 hurricane with winds of 110 miles per hour. I'm actually going to zoom in and let you appreciate that a little bit more. You can see it here. This is the current track. This is the current location of Maria. You can see went over the entire island here of Puerto Rico we went from the southeast back to the northwest. A lot of degradation occurred over the island because of the topography of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has several mountain ranges that are over 4,000 feet, so that definitely degraded Maria as she went over Puerto Rico. But now starting to gain some strength there. You can see the eye wall starting to come back into view here just to the north and to the west of the island of Puerto Rico, moving away now. So definitely going to have to watch out over here in the Dominican Republic as well, and to the Turk and Caicos, and even eventually into the eastern Bahamas. Let me zoom back out so we can see the full picture there, and I'll actually share with you a few more things we're looking at here in the Storm Lab. From the National Hurricane Center, this is the latest projected cone here, and let me zoom in again where you can see that a little bit better. And this is the latest projected path for Hurricane Maria. Again, currently a Category 2, but we expect some sort of development as it moves out into this open water. We do expect some development there, and it will continue a northerly track safely away from the eastern seaboard of the United States for now, but we will keep an eye on that. I'm actually going to send it back out to the lab with Francesca and Ariana.
Well, I am back, and it is my time to shine. We are going to look at the national. And all over the country, most of the country actually, it's pretty hot. And we can see over in Seattle, we're all pretty jealous because it is nice and cool in the 50s. And all over, honestly, not significant amounts of water vapor except for when we can see over with Jose. And then just as we can get a little glimpse of Maria and have some dry air pushing across Texas, and then that low is actually bringing in some moisture over the northwest part of the U.S. So temperature change-wise, we can see that Salt Lake City and Detroit are going to have some massive temperature swings. I think it's massive, about 10 to 15 degrees. And Denver is going to have a drop in 9 degrees in their temperature. I am quite jealous of them, as is New Orleans. All across the country, we can see kind of just, we have this occluded front here, or stationary front, and then we have a cold front coming, about to push through the Midwest and bring us, hopefully, just a slightly cooler temperature. But we have that low pressure system accruing in Seattle, and it's actually kicking up a little bit of snow, which we have not seen yet. And then we have this high pressure system sitting over our Gulf of Mexico. And another look at that low pressure system, we definitely have snow coming into Idaho and Montana that are getting pushed up because of the mountains. And to our southeast, we can take another look at Hurricane Jose, and it is just barely missing the coast of Massachusetts and a lot of those northeast states. across the country, we don't have a terrible amount of watches and warnings. We have just a dry alert here. It's a red flag, so there's a possibility for a fire. It's not a fire warning though. And then up here we have, or over here, we have our hurricane warning, or this is actually our tropical storm warning, as well as to the south we have that tropical storm warning over the Bahamas. And then we have actually some winter warning weathers, which I'm incredibly jealous of because we have nothing but hot weather and a few flood warnings. Airport delays, it's nothing. We got 0 across the board. It's a nice day. For tonight, we have pretty warm temperatures everywhere, mid-70s, upper 70s, and then we have lower temperatures up in the northwest. As for tomorrow, it is going to be in the upper 90s and upper 90s over the Midwest and lower 90s for us. And then it's going to be a little bit cloudy in the southeast as well as in the Midwest. And we are taking it off to the desk. I'm going to the desk. Come with me, guys. It'll be fun. And so we are going to talk about how Puerto Rico's, the unfortunate circumstance of Puerto Rico's lacking infrastructure. This seems like a sad topic, but we've known that their power grid system has been a step above archaic for some time, and now that we have had 2 significant hurricanes impact them, their power grid is shut down, and it's really unfortunate because they are going to be without power for some amount of time. And this isn't the first time we've had something go kind of a problem that has not been fixed that needs to be, like the Lake Okeechobee levees. They need to be fixed before before they break open. But I don't want to keep you guys down. I'm going to throw it off to the wall to make you feel better.
Hey, thank you. We're here at the wall. We've got a lot to talk about today, tropics-wise. It's been a very busy hurricane season. The current active storms, Hurricane Jose, well, Tropical Storm Jose now was a Category 4, and then Maria was a Category 5 last night, since has made landfall there as a 4 in Puerto Rico, went across Puerto Rico, and now is back on the rebound, going back into some of the warmer waters of the Caribbean. The current, we see a lot of these paths here, and in September we have these tropical systems that usually take 1 or 2 paths. They either take this more northerly route, which we saw similar to Irma. We actually saw when Irma made this more route here into South Florida, and then we actually saw this is more of the Jose track, went more well off to the east, stayed away from the east coast of the United States. Looking at we're talking about the Saffir-Simpson scale a lot, and with that Category 5 Maria from last night, Category 5, just devastating winds, well over 155 miles per hour. Definitely a lot of structural damage. Our thoughts and prayers are with the people of Puerto Rico going through Maria this morning. You can see that there. There is that imagery of Maria heading off to the north and west. We'll make this curve and then head back up toward Jose. There's Jose there, a tropical storm Jose. We'll go back to Maria and look at this. You can still, it's an amazing structure here. Trying to get its act together though with this eye wall. Not as much development there. We will start to see some more as we go back over that open water, but you can really see there this morning, about 5:30 this morning, went across from, this would be back to the southeast and then moved off into the northwestern portions of the island. Began to be degraded as it was ripped apart by those mountains. Here's these outer bands of Jose, as Francesca did mention, starting to impact portions of Massachusetts and then into Connecticut and even into Rhode Island there. So it is safely off the coast as far as having major repercussions, but still definitely we'll see some high swells and some rip currents there along the New England coast. So looking at the big picture, this really brings in the scale of things of how much is going on, and still well off to the south and to the east is Maria. We expected to make that more northerly route back up into the open waters of the Atlantic between the actual United States continent, well, North American continent and Bermuda, and then Jose way up there, top of the screen there. But I'm actually going to throw it back now to the desk with Francesca and Ariana.
So, what are your plans for the weekend?
Well, I'm very excited for the first home game against NC State 12 o'clock. I'm very excited. It's going to be a hot one, though.
It's definitely going to be warm, and it's going to be sunny. Hopefully we can get some scattered clouds to break up that
Give us a
sweltering
break
heat.
in the stands.
And definitely going to need a lot of sunscreen for that game, especially
Yeah.
for the fairer complexioned like myself.
And me too. Lots of sunscreen. May even wear a hat, but
Drink lots of water.
yes, lots of water. Stay
And
hydrated. Drink lots of water.
we need to just support our knolls, but support your skin too. You got to
Yes.
protect that. It's the only skin you got.
Support the Knowles and the skin. I like it. New motto for Florida State.
Go Knolls. Go.
Go pale skin.
Go. Nope.
No.
Go skin protection.
Wear your sunscreen and get excited for the game this weekend too.
And I'm going to see Mumford & Sons tomorrow. That'll be fun.
Where's that at?
It's in Orlando.
Okay.
Making a drive after classes. Why not? Start
Nice
the
road
weekend
trip.
early.
If you like Mumford & Sons, you want to take a short road trip.
Yeah, hit me up. It'll be fun.
Yes. But also this weekend, since it is going to be hot, there's like fun outdoor activities you could do. Like you go to the res maybe.
I've been meaning to go to the res this semester because I always say I'm going to go and then I somehow never do.
Yes. So now we're going to bring it back to the board with me. And so the current conditions in Florida right now, Tallahassee we have 82, and then Jacksonville we have 86. Sorry, Tampa 92 degrees, which is interesting because down here in South Florida we've got lower than Tampa temperatures, high 80s, but that probably means that they were getting some rain, so that's why those cooler temperatures are there. The current dew point in Tallahassee is 77, Jacksonville we have 68, Tampa 66, Fort Myers 72. Again, that's probably because of the rain. It's probably really humid right now, down there too. So we have some water vapor up near Tallahassee. If you're outside right now, you probably noticed that because it was probably raining. When I was walking here, it almost started raining on me. But earlier today we had some dry air down here, but you can see that the moist air is coming up from that hurricane. And the current winds, they're all from sea breeze, not too horrible outside. So it's not too windy, but you've got a good breeze out there right now. For the radar, earlier today we didn't have as much cloud coverage, but right now if you go outside, there are clouds. As we said earlier, it was really hot today because there were no clouds in the sky, but now if you walk outside, it's feeling good. So our current forecast right now, we have this rain that just moved over Tallahassee, as you can see. And tomorrow, it may be a little rainy tomorrow, so bring an umbrella when you're going to class. And tonight's forecast, we have 72, Jacksonville 70, so it's going to be feeling pretty good outside. Not too hot, it'll be a nice evening. Tomorrow's forecast, we have a high of 91. Wow, it's going to be another hot one tomorrow. Down here in Tampa, we have 92, Fort Myers 93. Again, wear your sunscreen, it's going to be sunny. And the current conditions are 82 degrees. It's a little raining right now, thunderstorm. And right now, we're going to bring it back to Corey with current temperatures.
Hey, thank you, Ariana. Thank you for helping me bring it back to Tallahassee. Let's bring it back home. A lot to talk about. Much cooler here in Monticello. They're 77. We're set at 82 here in Tallahassee. We actually had some showers that have moved through the area. Places like Bainbridge sitting at 88. They haven't gotten in on those showers. 81 there in Wilma. So a little bit cooler. Look at Carabel sitting at 75 down on the coast. That's very comfortable, especially since we did manage to get up into the lower 90s today across the entire area. A lot of moisture to work with there. 77 the current dew point here in Tallahassee. Same as up in Bainbridge, so that far inland, still a lot of moisture to work with there. And down on the coast, those are expected values there in the mid-70s there for Carabel and Apalachicola as well. So let's explain dew point. We talk a lot about it. Now, something to understand is we're in Florida, so we're going to deal with some higher dew point values than the rest of the country. We can thank that to the ocean, the Atlantic, and then also the Gulf of Mexico as well. So anything below 60 is really impressive. We don't get that a lot here, so unless we do have a cold front move through, we can get into the 50s for a little bit, possibly lower. But usually we have a lot of moisture to work with, especially here in the summer months. Right now, we're up in the 70s, so rather oppressive. So definitely the icky, sticky factor, definitely alive and well. So taking a look at that radar, we've had those showers that moved through really helped us as far as really giving us some sort of a reprieve or relief from the heat. You can see how they started well off to our west. They have traveled down I-10, and now they're staying mainly off to the, well, we had that nice shower there, right there, Carabel, it moved offshore, and then we've had some others from Valdosta, Thomasville, and then back into Tallahassee as well. Look at those tri-state watches and warnings. Really nothing back over to our west, but hey, this is from Irma. Look at these flood warnings. So this is middle Florida, so we're still dealing with a lot of flood warnings across the area, so really you have to watch that. We had several rivers there, especially there in Santa Fe River there in Gainesville. We recently had a crest. We're back to coming down now, but it really shows you the dramatic impacts that these tropical systems do have even for days after the event. Look at those futurecast winds, and really it's that nice wind right out of the west, and that's what brought those showers and storms right down I-10. You can see that will continue into your overnight hours tonight. We will have a possibility of a shower or thunderstorm, a little bit of clearing though as we go in toward midnight and then onto your day for Thursday, then into Friday. So tonight's forecast, 72, very comfortable, low 70s across the board. Definitely a chance of a shower or thunderstorm before 9 o'clock, and then as we get into about midnight and then we go into those early morning hours, chances really exponentially decrease there. Tomorrow, 90 degrees here in Tallahassee, and it will be very hot and muggy. We cannot explain that enough there. Winds light east-northeast at 5 miles per hour, so almost a repeat of what we've seen today. We'll have to really keep an eye on that. So if you're planning your night, really, bring the umbrella. If you're going out, have evening plans out on the town, eat some dinner, definitely want to get those in, especially, well, you want to bring the umbrella, and then after 9, 10 o'clock, those chances will decrease. So looking at that week, I had a lot to talk about, and really it's this sea breeze trend that we're in, and low 90s, then we'll drop back into the upper 80s. I'll let you look at that, but not a complete washout. We'll have to keep a look on that for that NC State game this weekend. Hey, I'm going to throw it back to the desk one last time with Francesca and Ariana.
Thank you so much, Colby. We appreciate it. Looks like we're going to start out fall on Friday, like pretty decent. Only 40% chance of rain, so it'll probably change by the time Friday comes around.
It'll probably be in the afternoon. You never know.
Yeah,
we'll
afternoon
see.
shower.
But I think I'm certainly looking forward to fall.
Yes.
I think fall's going to be great. You can take another look at that 7-day forecast. There's definitely a chance of rain every single day, but we do get that around this time of year with the
very common
sea breeze effect. It kicks up some convection towards the latter half of the day because it's so warm, and I want everyone to follow us on Twitter, Facebook.
FSU Weather. Follow us.
Follow us on Twitter.
You won't regret it.
It is.
But yeah, I hope you guys have a great night, and I hope you enjoyed the weathercast tonight.
Everyone stay safe. I hope that it's not raining right now. I don't really know because we're in a basement.
Bring your umbrella just in case, though. We got a chance of rain for the next week, but thank you so much for watching tonight.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.